no matter which generic strategy a firm chooses to adopt, there will always be challenges and risks associated with the choices one makes. It is to that I would like to turn to now. Consider the strategy of overall cost leadership. The advantage gained through a cost leadership approach can be negated in several situations. 1. Technology change may nullify past investment and learning. As we discussed before, large investments made under a cost leadership strategy could become obsolete if the technology changes. It is also possible that new firms may have cost advantages over older firms in case of a change in technology. Consider the retail industry. Significant investments were made by the brick and mortar retailers before the advent of online retailers. Much of their advantage and investments were negated by these new players in the online space. 2. A single-minded pursuit of low cost may result in an inability to foresee product market changes. A very well-known example is that of Henry Ford, who in 1909 announced that in the future his company would build only one model, Model T. He is also said to have remarked that any customer can have a car painted in any color that he wants, so long as it is black. This was in a way to speed up the production process, and it paid rich dividends to the company. The cost of the car reduced from nearly $900 in 1908 to less than $300 in 1927. However, soon after this, the company ceased the production of Model T as potential buyers realized that other options could be had from competitors like Chrysler. So that is the problem. An obsessive attention to cost to the exclusion of everything else can be seriously problematic for a company. 3. The advantages of low cost may also be lost when newcomers or followers in an industry learn from you and improve their own cost structures. Also, inflation in costs may increase the attractiveness of differentiators. So, what are the risks associated with a strategy of differentiation? Remember that differentiation is about the uniqueness and customers' willingness to pay more. But customers' willingness to pay can be compromised due to several reasons. For instance, competitors may attempt to imitate your offerings. In effect, imitation narrows perceived differentiation. You can see this frequently happening in the fashion or sports industries, where spurious or imitation products often reduce the value associated with the original. Sometimes, the uniqueness of your offerings are not valued by buyers. As buyers become more sophisticated, their need for a differentiating factor reduces. Competitors may also be able to lure buyers away by offering the same benefit that you provide at a price that you cannot match, especially if you are unable to keep your costs under control. An example is that of Xerox, which revolutionized the document copying industry with the Xerox photocopier. In the 60s and 70s though, Japanese firms Canon and Ricoh captured the lower end of the market and nearly ended Xerox's dominant position. Another risk that differentiators face is that of uncontrolled product line extensions and consequently brand dilution. An excellent example of this is Gucci, which during the 90s pared down its product line to refocus and establish the preeminence of the brand, and with great success. What risk would a company following a focused strategy face? Since the focuser is either a cost leader or a differentiator in its chosen segment of the market, the characteristics, functional strategies, and the risks associated with cost leadership and differentiation apply to those adopting a focused strategy as well. Additionally, this may also carry some more risks. For instance, a company that uses a strategy of focus must strongly resist the temptation to dilute that focus by serving many segments of the market. At the same time, they must also continually evaluate the future potential of their served market. Cost advantages within the narrow segment you serve can be eroded if the cost differential is high compared to lower priced products. And sometimes, focusers can become too focused on satisfying buyer needs and fail to understand newer niches that may be created within their segments. Moving forward, what are the risks of seeking a dual advantage? The most important risk a company may face is that in its quest to achieve both low cost and differentiation advantages, it may end up achieving neither, and therefore no competitive advantage. Later on in this module, we will view an interview on the airline industry in India, which elaborates on the problems that Kingfisher had when it acquired Air Deccan, a low-cost player in India. Kingfisher followed a strategy of full service and differentiation, while Air Deccan followed a strategy of cost leadership. Combining the two into one model was problematic for Kingfisher. The strategies and the operating models were different. This conflict was unresolved, and Kingfisher ended up confusing customers and employees on the level of service offered, on its strategy, and all of this contributed to its eventual decline and death. For more insights on this, view the interview with Captain Gopinath, the founder of Air Deccan.